あなたの生き方は強いわ。一理あるとも思う。けどね、それで他人を傷つけてたら、あなたはずっと孤独なまま。再選だって何だって望まれるわけないわ。人に求めることがあるならば、自分が楽しむだけじゃなく、一緒に楽しめるように考えるものよ。
ああ、無事だったか。
はい、無事です。
取り急ぎ治療が済んだ帝国軍の者たちに事情を説明し、キコーラを追ってほしいと頼んだのだが、間に合ったようだな。
What are you looking? Why are you silent?
とても心強い援軍でした。彼らが来てくれたことで救えた命も少なくありません。
I was like, what was that awkward silence?
ただ、それでもなお助けられなかった人々もいました。
Oh. You did your best.
イルサバード派遣団代表のルキア・ユニウス教徒を見受けする。
Wow. He's like, alright,
私
putting
は
that aside.
シャーレアン哲学者議会の
I'm
フ
here.
ルシュのルベイユール。こちらの状況は私から説明させていただこう。
You explain? You do the explain?
そうか。やはりこれが週末の最悪で間違いないのだな。貴公もさぞ歯がゆい思いをされていることだろう。しかし強行せずに避難を選んでくれたのは正解だった。実はガレマルド市街地でも異形の獣の姿が確認されている。もともと廃墟同然の状態だったため数は少ないが、今は牧島殿が派遣団の残留部隊を率いて討伐と避難指導に当たってくれ
Oh,
てい
any
る。
others? I was just like, just Maxima?
貴公ら帝国軍にも飛空艇の護衛を終え次第合流を頼めるだろうか。
いいのか、俺たちに武器を持たせ続けて。
Why not? You've been helping.
造反を危惧しているのなら、そもそも恩人たる暁を負わせたりはしなかったさ。
Oh, June.
私たちからもお願いするよ。週末が広がりつつある今、君たちの力を貸してほしいんだ。
Oh, I'll be.
違う血を
He's
引
so
き、
cute. I want to
違
pinch
う思い
his
を抱き、互いに禍根もあるだろうが、
cheeks. No, him saying
今度
that.
こそ共に未来を模索する盟友として。
But if I pinch his cheeks now, it'll make him look silly. Hey, Ellen. Ohayo. Darn, how did I know Zane was gonna go? Because that's what she does. He goes,
その要請受けたまわった。もとより帝都を守るのは俺たちの役目だからな。
はいはい。
では私も己の職務に戻らせていただく。皆には今一度の感謝を。
お待ちください、古篠殿。
Damn.
シャイを評していただけるのなら、一つだけ願いを聞いてはもらえないでしょうか。
Oh. Bargain? A bargain? A
悪い
bargain?
が我々の計画に口を挟もうというの
He
ならば
hasn't even
聞き
asked
届けることは
yet.
できない。
At least listen to him talk first.
ただ、話を聞く機会をいただきたいのです。シャーレアンのこの星からの大撤収、その計画の全容を教えていただきたい。
He wants to understand
あくまで聞くだけで我々を妨げるようなことはしないと誓えるか。
はい、ナコス。
はい、お約束します。
Well?
他の者の約束ならば
Damn.
少し疑えたのだがな。
Oh.
お前のそれは破られたことがなかったか。ひとまず哲学者議会に持ちかけてみるとしよう。結果が出次第バルデシオン委員会に使者を送る。それでいいな。
Damn. He said that so
十分です。
soft.
ありがと
The
うご
way
ざいま
his
す。
voice, the texture of his voice just went
や
schwaf.
ったな。じゃあひとまずオールドシャーレアンに戻ろう。あんたの第一世界についての報告もゆっくり聞きたいしな。
はいはい。はい Why his ears do that?
今何か聞こえなかったか？
Why his ears do that? Why his ears... Oh. Why is the rabbit here? I know.
青い星のプディングはどこですか？
は？
What are you all what are you all doing? Uri?
熱明輝けども
There you are.
必ずや暁迎え
I was wondering. I was like, what are they all doing here without Uri?
まさかここでお会いできるとは。
Uri. What's going on?
ご無沙汰しておりました皆さん。ゆえあってただいま地上に帰還いたしました。
ウリエンジェ、どうしてここに？
Aren't you
あとその格好寒くないの？
cold? Why aren't you asking me if I'm cold?
それが話せば長くなる。この格好は大変寒いのですが。
週末の現象が観測され始めたのに地上の皆さんがなかなかいらっしゃら
I'm
ないから
sorry.
です
I'm
わ。
sorry. The way his voice is shock.
かといって月には行かないことになったという連絡もなしもしや準備に手間取っているのではないかと考え
His
意を
voice
決してお手伝い
is shock. His voice
い
shook.
やー、それがね、ウリエンジェにアーテリスの話をいろいろ聞いてたらどうしても本物を見てみたくなっちゃってさ。
His voice
週
shook.
末
Did
で
you
滅
hear
び
it?
るなら今しかないって思ったんだよな。
Can we talk after we go inside? Uri's going to die.
ウリエンジェのプディングよりも美味しいプディング会いたい食べたい恋しいプディング
Inferior works? Can Uri not cook?
ちょっとあなたたち言い方ってものがありましてよ。
Hello?
こほん
Kohon.
ともかく人の判断がどうなるにせよお手伝いができればと思って参ったのです。
Of course, anyway. Millwife can't cook
私たちは
damn.
ハイデリン様の
It's okay.
命
He'll
へ
have
の
lots of
思いから
time
作られた
to
もの。
learn
あなた方の道行きをサポートするのが役目であり
after
喜
he gets
びです。
millwifed, okay?
けれど遠い月から願うだけでは
Shush,
あなた方が
we're
感
serious
じ
right now.
考えること望むことを理解しきれないウリエンジェとたくさん話をしてそれを痛感しましたわ。ですので一思いにぴょんとどうか私たちに学びの機会をそしてお困りごとがあるなら手伝わせてくださいませ。
Of course, living way. Hello, all of you. Have you guys?
察するに
You
その
haven't
者
met
たちは
them?
も
I'm
しや
sorry? Aren't you like communicating with them? Huh?
おや、古種の様、お久しぶりです。ええ、彼女たちこそ月に住まうハイデリンの使者、
He's still
あな
cold.
た方の協力者です。
でしょ？
まあ哲学者議会の方ですの。やっとお会いできましたわね。
I thought they were about to go like, you aren't the people I've been talking to.
ハイデリン様の右腕のリビングウェイですわ。
ああ。地上へようこそ、リビングウェイ殿。
That would have
哲学
been
者議
one
会は
hell of a plot
あなた
twist.
方を心から歓迎しよう。実はあなたの推察通り、月へと向かうための準備に手こずっていたのだ。ぜひ我らが本国へお越しいただき、ご意見を賜りたい。
The pudding.
皆さんが地上で抗う間、私が月という退路を確保する。その役目を放棄したつもりはございません。
Of course.
されど、レポリットたちが地上に行きたいと言い出した時、何かより良き結果がつかめるやもしれないと感じたのです。
We miss you too.
その
はいはい。
心に従いました。
ね、Zane, don't start speaking like him now. And also to answer your question, Aeon. Last time, yesterday, when I went into Kittis Borella or something, the dungeon in Erebisu, it pushed my paladin. It pushed my paladin to level 90. So I am here in Dancer now. Good to have you back. May thy disciples vanish in the darkness of noise. No, I want to say hi to Uwe, not the vines. Good to have you back. Don't say have it, Zane. Ayo.
はい、ひとまずはこうして皆さんの無事な様子を見られただけでも出向いた甲斐がありました。
Let's get a jacket on you, my guy.
レポリットたちが哲学者議会に招かれている間、どうかまたご一緒させてください。
Pudding.
そうと決まればウリエンジェが風邪をひく前に帰りましょう。
Exactly.
私もだんだん冷えてきたし。
What about me?
大丈夫。レポリットでぎゅうぎゅうの飛空艇はきっとあったかいさ。
What about me? I'm wearing very little clothes too. Hello? And dancing. We ain't walking no more. We're dancing. And dancing. I did not consent to this date. Anna? Oh no. I dare say Master Fortuna was as nonplussed as we to learn the identity of Heidelin's lunar custodians. As you will soon discover, they have much and more to offer the Forum. Might I suggest we return to the Annex forthwith? Then why are we here? We may yet have time to discuss our recent adventures ere we are summoned to the roster. Huh? Then why are we here? I was catfished. No, I was lied to. He said date, but actually he said one sentence and then he left me alone. Oh, look, it's Sanquid. And Yustola. We're catching up. Raha? Nakraha? Ui? そして、私も。No voice さんくれ。 Not that I'm complaining, Louis-Ange, but I wasn't expecting to see you quite so soon. Nor I thee, in extolling the virtues of Aetherus, I did inadvertently awaken in the Locusts a desire to avert our beloved star's demise. Literature tells us that you have obtained new knowledge that may aid us in our ongoing efforts. I have news to share regarding our study of the Aetherial Sea, but your findings are certain to be of greater interest, and so I would rather hear them first. To what revelations did Heidelin's Elpis flower lead? Oh god. Good luck, Zane. You tell that story lah. I drink coffee. Then this dynamis is what drives the final days. If it and Akasha are one and the same, this all but proves Nidana's theory. I clicked way too fast and I didn't see what Alfie had to say. But if our star is so replete with aether, that entity would need to be outside its influence to effectively manipulate the dynamics of great expanse. Meteor. Or rather, the sorrow and suffering of fallen civilizations that she has been hoarding for millennia. Untold anguish and fear and hatred, drawn from every corner of the universe, all for a single purpose, the destruction of Aetherus. Then our foe is no longer some unknowable calamity. We have but one aim, to defeat Meteor. You make it sound so simple, but you are not wrong. Vanquish Meteor, and we deliver the world from the final days. But to even attempt it, there are two conditions. First, we must determine her location. Before Meteor escaped, an enchantment was placed upon her by Venomoth, the woman who had become Heidelin. The implications of temporal magics are not entirely understood, and so we cannot assume that our Heidelin and the Venomoth you met in Elpis are one and the same. Nevertheless, due to her intrinsic qualities as an all-powerful being, I'd wager that Heidelin possesses the knowledge we seek. Whether she would share the knowledge with us, however, remains to be seen. After all, she intends for us to flee Aetherus, not to stay. Do you suppose she has abandoned her pursuit of Meteor? The Venomoth I know would never give up. Venomoth だから。Oh, hey Luna! おはようございます. I hope you're doing well. That's my impression too. Otherwise, she wouldn't have used me as a conduit for her will, or provided clues such as the Elpis flower. I believe she has been waiting for mankind's answer to Hermes' question. Yeah, she's cute, right? She's a dancer. Oof. Is that so? Well, I'm glad it went well. Make sure you rest and take lots of time to get better. Don't push yourself to do anything you shouldn't. Listen to the doctors, okay? Drink lots of water. Unless you're told not to drink water. 안녕하세요, 유미스-san. No bankuna. I hope you've been doing well. Take care of yourself, ma. Ayo. The doctor told you can do anything? No restrictions? Darn. Okay, that's good. Still, don't push yourself to do anything. Like, big and stuff. My body needs time to rest, ma. Yay, today we're continuing Endwalker. I played like 3 hours last night, and because like I was told on good, word that the story's gonna get really hype, so I found like a night and a day where I have time, so that we did some last night, and then I woke up and we were right back into it. So, what's the second condition? We must find a means to reach Meteor. The moon! The airship! Naturally, our chosen method will depend entirely upon wheresoever she has made her nest. The Lopoids and the ship! The moon ship! Then communing with Heidelin must by necessity come first. Did you and Matoya-san have any luck with your investigation into the Ethereal Sea? Sadly not, though we enlisted the help of our involved and other Echo-blessed allies. We couldn't detect so much of a whisper from Heidelin, even from within the anti-tower. Matoya-san is of the same opinion, that in the years since abandoning it, the firm has found some other method of receiving instructions from Heidelin. If so, it would likely be some form of apparatus for observing the Ethereal Sea, built closer to home. Sorry to interrupt. We just received word from the forum. Your presence is required in the rostra, where they intend to discuss the great goddess. Then, Father was able to persuade them. They're finally taking it seriously. Let's hear what they have to say. I assume it's gonna be another big cutscene. Oh, hi everyone. Hi. Let's go this way. Graha. I think the crystal chapter-first is capable of such feats as sending one's soul into the distant past. The event you witnessed and helped shape may yet hold the key to forestalling the final days. I'm reminded of dear friends in the future unmade, whose selfless efforts saw the 8th umbral calamity averted. In this timeline, at least, too much has been sacrificed for us to abandon Aethers now. After sending Graha and Einstein back to Garlemald, I stayed in Lokazamenos for some time. Being an imperial province, it was really in turmoil before the unsatisfying days. You wouldn't have believed the difficulties we had overseeing the evacuation of the villages we visited. I have faith the detachment we left behind will continue our work and shepherd the people to safety, to what safety can be found in a world coming to an end. Matoya-san has suspected for some time that the Forum has been constructing a new facility for the purpose of surveying the Ethereal Sea. Of course, as a custodian of the anti-tower, which would presumably be rendered obsolete as a result, he has a few things to say about that. Nothing that could be repeated in a polite company. You understand? I understand. Thank you, Histo. After you left for Galamond, I went to Labyrinthos and tried to reach Heidelin using the Opus flowers. Alas, my attempts were in vain. I can only assume that she spent a vast amount of her power in the confrontation with Fandaniel and is presently unable to communicate. Indeed, as the presence left my body, I could feel how faint had I grown. Or even higher, the highest of all of them. I had hoped you wouldn't mind me staying behind you while you attend to your big meeting. The roster reminds me a bit too much of the supremely scary Tribunal in Ishgard. You'll forgive me if I keep my distance. I, of course, Sataru. Father granted us the opportunity we've been waiting for. Though we know not what information, if any, they intend to reveal, there's only one way to find out. To the rostra. Well, that was a much quicker response than I was expecting. Nice to know our efforts on the Magna Glacies didn't go unnoticed. At first, I wasn't sure what to make of Hermes and his motive, but it's like we discussed at the Great Work. When faced with the harsh realities of life, some seek the release of death, others grow defiant. They fight. Either way, it is our right to choose. And Umi? 'Twas Heidelin's commandment that in the event Zodiac should perish, the Loporettes were to deliver the people of Aethers from harm. Though that be the limit of their duties, they possess knowledge unparalleled of the great expanse and the means of its traversal. Should they be persuaded to assist in our efforts to reach Meteor, we would do well to heed their counsel That's what I was saying. Can you so put it in the moonshot? I assume so. 写真なの? Alright, this is the true battleground, Alfie.
一つ皆に頼みがあるんだ。
はい。
これから哲学者議会の話を聞くことになるが、場合によっては彼らにさらなる提案をしてみたいと思う。次の一手につなげるようなね。
Okay. I trust you.
それを私に任せてもらえるだろうか。
はい。任せる。
いいんじゃない。もともとアルフィノが起点を聞かせてこの機会を勝ち取ったんだしね。
アルフィノ君が考えを巡らせられるよう、質疑はひとまず私の方で受け持つわ。
ありがとう。
皆の者、静粛に。ただいまより臨時会を開催する。今日は知っての通り、暁の決命からの要請に応え、我らが大撤収の計画を明かすこととなっている。早速だが入ってきてくれ。
Let's go, Alfie.
先んじて君たちに感謝を伝えたい。
I stand don't cross your
マ
arms.
グナ・グラキエスにてラザハンの民と我々の同胞を異形の獣から守ってくれたことについてだ。今しがたラザハンの大使にも報告をし、君たちに深く感謝を表するとの伝言を預かった。我々哲学者議会としても本件を真摯に受け止め、この場を用意させてもらった次第だ。君たちの質問にできる限り答えよ
う。ではまず前提を確認させてください。哲学者議会の目的は、終末によって滅びゆくこの星を脱し、人々と知識を月へと運ぶことで間違いありませんか？
そういない。死の都シャーレアンは長年そのために活動をしてきたのだ。世界中から集め、ラビリンソスや大書院に蓄積した知識、まずはそれを運び出す。並行してシャーレアンの民をいくつかの組に分け、月へと順次移送。住環境の確認と整備を開始する計画だ。それらが落ち着き次第、我が国と協力関係にある国家から順に月へ案内していくという手はずになっている。ラザハンはその最優先候補だった。だが想定より早く終末の現象に見舞われたため、どうにか前倒して移送できないかと試みたのだ。
なるほど。壮大な計画ね。この星のすべての民を運べる算段が立っているのかしら。
That's true. That's a lot of them.
可能な範囲でだ。
Wow.
そしてその線引きは哲学者議会がすると。
別の星への移住は史上類を見ないほど達成困難な任務だ。志の異なるものを取り入れようとすれば、そこから腐って全滅しかねない。
Howie.
その是非は一旦置いておきましょう。次に伺いたいのは計画が順調に進んでいるかどうかです。聞いたところによると肝心の月への移送手段がまだ完成しきっていないとか。
Incomplete かな。
要求する水準に至っていないという意味では確かに未完成だ。
Optimal parameters?
かねてより製造を進めてきた月へ向かう
Of
船、
course they're calling it
通
an
称
art.
箱舟は一応の完成を見ている。想定外だったのは週末の広がりがあまりに早いことだ。現状の箱舟の動力機関では航行速度が遅く、何より都度の補給にかかる時間が長すぎる。
Incapable of attaining
見切り発車
speed?
で移送を始めたところで往復数を稼げないうちに週末が拡大。膨大な数の知識と命を見捨てざるを得ないだろう。
そんな、何か手はないの？
生涯での推進力を生み出すエーテル縮体炉、その改良ができないか今も試行錯誤は続いている。同時に第一陣の2の積み込みも始めてはいるが、限界まで調整をするつもりだ。
They're still working on it.
では私たちと取引をするのはいかがでしょう。
Huh? We can do that? Avi? Avi?
暁の決明はエーテル縮体炉の改良に協力します。結果それが必要な性能を上回るものになった場合、2つの報酬をいただけないでしょうか。
Let's hear them.
1つ目はハイデリンと合わせてもらうこと。
あなたたちとハイデリンの関係を思えば、逆さの塔を放置しているのは奇妙だわ。あるんでしょ、かの塔に代わるより良い別の手段が。
Alfie truly has. T-pose?
そして
Walk
2つ
in
目
front
が
of him, T-pose?
箱舟を誰がどのように使うかを皆様に提案させていただきたいのです。
Oh, is it to take us to Medion?
提案か、命令ではなく。
提案です。命令ではなく。
たった99人さえ納得させられない提案なら、この窮地に貫くべきではあ
Damn,
り
the
ません。
Japanese line was harsh. It was like, Fortunato was like, holy cannoli.
面白い。
That was not what he said. Holy cannoli. Fortunato was like, that is a suggestion and not a
その道の
command,
専
right?
門
I'm
家
like,
たち
Jesus
が
Christ.
抱えている難問に行きずりの者たちが挑むときた。なんと無茶で無謀なことよ。
I'm calling Alfie Mucha. Ayo. I mean, yeah, Alfie is Mucha.
じゃが行き詰まった研究に必要なのは嫌というほど見返した理論よりちょっとしたひらめき、新しい風じゃろうて。
He's on our side as usual. Hi.
わしはかつての教え子たちにかける。彼らとの取引に賛成じゃ。
Domo. Well, I'm not your student, but Domo.
ああ、静粛に静粛に。今は1秒すら惜しい。早速決を取るとしよ
No debate, just vote.
う。では暁の決明との取引に賛成の者は挙手を。
Oh, we got some. What about their bother? Bother? Oh, he agrees too. He's not bother, but he agrees
賛
too.
成71、反対28。
Ooh, 71.
決まったな。
That's pretty high.
彼らの申し出を受け入れよう。
What about father? Showed me if he didn't agree to it.
計画の責任者たる君が彼らを案内するように。
I'm gonna smack
個
him.
人としては異論もあろう
Let
が、
me smack
議会
him.
の決定としてしかと遂行していただきた
Let
い。
me smack him. Smack him. He didn't raise his hand.
承知いたしました。
He didn't raise his hand.
では、こたびの臨時会は終了とする。終わりの時まで時間がない。各自、己の責務をしっかりと果たすように。
What the frick? It was a good suggestion. It was like, if and only if we succeed in doing this, will you meet our requests? Are you guys just staring down each other? Oof. They didn't took no notice to me. Took no notice. あのOkay. Sorry about not letting the rest of you in on my plans. I was, admittedly, thinking on my feet for the most part. But since we require both the means of communing with Heidelin and reaching Meteor, in the spur of the moment, I saw involving ourselves with the completion of the arc as a way to work towards both objectives simultaneously. Well, that's pretty much what I suggested, and the Baldesion Annex as well. However, we must first keep our end of the bargain by solving the problem with the Afterburner. I like to think it is not a challenge beyond our combined expertise, or at least expertise of our extended circle of associates. It might behoove us to learn how an Afterburner actually works before we attempt to improve it, though. I see. Fortunal's ability to maintain a stiff upper lip is being sorely tested. Yes? As instructed, I will take you to see the Afterburner. Meet me outside the Arcanine. I trust you can make your own way there. Okay, law. So the Ark is being built in the Labyrinthos. Hardly surprising. Where else could they conceal such a massive undertaking? Wakaru. Ikimasu. Our destination lies in the lower levels. The Forum in its wisdom has granted you access to the Archaeon's lift. Step inside and have that person, or fill in, take you to the Meteor socket. Hi. Oh. We are to wait here while our father arranges for us to use the next lift. That here being Logistic Client Alpha, where the atmospheric conditions of Labyrinthos are regulated. Oh. Water is drawn from underground and dispersed as vapor, simulating the formation of artificial clouds and rain. By manipulating the temperature and air circulation, they're able to create the ideal environment for the growth and preservation of the biological samples kept here. Hold on. How do you know so much about it? Why, Father brought me here as a child. Huh? What? And left me behind? Actually, you're the one who left me behind when you went off somewhere with Grandfather. The night before, I'd been asking Father how clouds are made, so he decided to show me. It was fascinating. I peppered him with questions the entire time. It is all too easy to take for granted the many interweaving aspects of the natural world to grow near to the wondrous. Having gained an understanding of the complex mechanisms employed by the Loports in creating a similar environment, I've come to view such processes in a new light. the subterranean gardens of Labyrinthos, the lunar prison forged to contain the ancient zodiac, the habitations built for all mankind beneath the moon's surface, each unique yet undeniably similar. 'Tis no mere coincidence. Hi. Ever since Hydaelyn unfolded to us the grim fate that awaited Aetherius, every essential resource we could spare has been delivered to Labyrinthos in preparation of the Great Exodus. But that is not all. It is also a testing ground for the technologies that will allow us to settle on distant stars. Though the Loporrits have endeavored to make the moon inhabitable, that is not our final destination. Mankind must learn to propagate life where there is none, to thrive where all is barren. Alas, time is not on our side. I have arranged for you all to enter the central circuit. It is there that most of our preparations for the Great Exodus are carried out, the construction of the Ark among them. Though our plans have been made public, access remains highly restricted. You, however, will not be subject to said restrictions, and will have free reign to come and go as you please. Such was the will of the Forum, after all. We will prove ourselves worthy of their trust, your trust. Then let us proceed. Aish! Look at him! Not being a bother, because everybody else is here. The ether burner is being constructed not far from here. Overseeing the work is Kokor Dankor Alalafa? Because it rhymes? After whom the forge is named. Once the necessary introductions have been made, I shall leave you with him to discuss the particulars. This way. Hi! Alright, I guess I won't scare him. Sumimasen. Sumimasen.
あっちのパーツを変えてみるか。いやねえな。あそこはもういじらん方がいい。なあくそ、どうにかしろでどうにかできたら今頃人は宇宙の果てにだってひとっ飛びだったろよ。
取り込み中すまない。ククロウダンクロ殿。
古篠の旦那。なんだよ大勢揃って。いよいよ納期だってか。
いや、予定については変わりない。あまり時間が残されていないという点でもな。今回は哲学者議会の意向でエーテル宿体炉の改良に協力したいという者たちを連れてきた。
ほう。界隈で見た
Why haven't we gotten Sid to help us
実
yet?
際賢人も混じってはいるが、この分野の専門ではない。何かの突破口になればとのことだが、仕事の邪魔になるくらいなら追い出してもいい。
そうならないように最善を尽くしましょう。早速ですが、エーテル宿体炉について伺っても。
ああ、構わねえぜ。息抜きがてらにな。箱舟に搭載される動力機関。エーテルを宇宙航行のための推進力に変えるのが俺たちの作ってるエーテル宿体炉だ。
Sure.
地上に比べて生涯はエーテルが乏しい。それでもしっかり箱舟を動かし、月と行き来させられる優れものだ。が、まだ性能が足りねえときた。
How so?
計算上、あと 6% ほどエーテル伝導率を上げられりゃ、哲学者議会に要求されてるだけ往復時間を短縮できる。
6% more
た
efficient.
かが 6%、されど 6% だ。最高の素材と最良の設計で宿体炉の製造に当たってる以上、 そう簡単に数字は
It
上がらねえんだよ。
looks like you're in the need for a level 90 crafter.
レポリットたちには
Rolls up
もう相談したのです
sleeves.
ああ、彼らの技師も検討をしてくれているが、すぐには解決策が出せそうもないようだ。レポリットの船である月は高性能の動力機関を有している。しかしそれは広大な月内部を使えるからこそのとてつもなく大きなものだという。我々の彼らに言わせれば、小さなおもちゃの箱舟にその技術を転用するのは難しい。
ああ、もうどうしろってんだ。そういう無茶を言うときはせめてエクスアダマントを手土産にしてほしいぜ。
エクスアダマントってアラグのか？
あなた何か知っているの？
あ、いや、詳細までは。アラグ帝国で生み出された金属なんだが、製造法が門外不出で非れし金属なんて呼ばれてたらしい。かの帝国においてはダラガブの製造に用いられたり、宇宙進出の要を担ったって記録で見たことがある。
そう、そいつだ。そのエクスアダマントだよ。現代においては完全に失われた未知の冶金技術で作られた素材なんだ。エーテル伝導率がものすごくてな、今のエーテル縮退炉にも少量だが使ってるんだ。
Points. Points at Graha.
ほら、第7零歳の折にダラガブが飛び散っただろ。
Points.
たまたま北洋にポチャンとした破片を引き上げて、そこから取り出したってわけよ。
Points at
あの
Graha.
エクスアダマントがたくさん手に入りゃ、伝導率の 6% 向上も夢じゃないんだがな。
Points at Graha.
ダラガブの破片なら他にもエオルゼや各地に刺さってると思うけど、そこからは回収しないの？
グリーナーに依頼は出してある。だがエクスアダマントが使われているのはダラガブの中でもごく一部。トゲのように突き立った巨大装置、いわゆるラグナロク級高速艦の動力部なんだよ。調査によると、そこへたどり着くには数々の防衛機構ひしめくダラガブ編の内部を踏破しなきゃならんそうだ。
Points at Graha.
凄腕のグリーナーをかき集めたってそうそうできる芸当じゃねえ。
ってそれ、バハムートを消滅させるために私たちが行ったあたりよね。
You think I remember something, that far back, Allie? You want me to go fetch the whatsits? The thingamajigs? Well, honestly, this sounds like a job for someone else. Points. Points at Graha.
それはいいけど、頼めそうな当てはあるの？
Allie's like, no, don't brush it off
高
to
速艦を
someone
伴
else.
ったダラガブの破片は
Make
エオ
Graha
ルゼアだけ
do
で
it.
も複数確認されている。
Damn it.
できるだけ多くのエクスアダマントを回収したいとなれば、私たちで手分けす
You
るよ
say
りも
no, you
む
gotta
しろ
do it. I'm like, damn it.
サンクレ
Why
ッ
you
ト、
do it?
君はガレマルドで偵察任務をするにあたって派遣団の代表たちと
お
つなが
Ffxiv
るリンク
idea？
カールを渡されていたね。それはまだ通じるかい？
What's the idea?
ああ、現役だ。好きに使ってやってくれ。
Oh?
何をするつもりだ？
Connections.
皆で薪を集めるのです。吹雪をしのぐ焚き火を、暗闇を照らす
Ha
灯
ha
火
ha,
をつけるため
ha
に。
ha ha, very funny game, very funny.
こちらアルフィノ、聞こえるだろうか？暁の決明から皆に頼みたいことがあるんだ。
Ha ha ha, very funny. Alfie said heaven's door. It slapped the writers. I'm gonna slap the writers.
一切承知した。すぐにアイメリク様に連絡を取り、クルザスのダラガブ編に回収部隊を向かわせる。
グリダニアも了解だよ。対策に追われてる姉様たちに代わって国への森の分は僕が行く。
高速艦の他にエクスアダマントが回収できるあてはないのかしら。
だから、just like a hard no ma。
わざわざエクスアダマントを使っているような品は尋常じゃない量のエーテルを通したり蓄えたりする必要があるものだ。現代にまで残っていれば、特に強力な巻として専門家や構図家のもとに流れている可能性が高い。
What about the person that
強力なアラグの巻ですね。東方連合に持ちかけて探してみます。
Thank you,
他に
Serena.
も何か協力できることはありませんか？こちらにはダラガブ編がないので人手にはまだ余裕があります。
Aw, Serena.
ククロ殿、オサード小大陸の方で何かできることはないでしょうか？
おお、東方諸国が協力してくれるってのか？だったらあれだ、これ神器って呼ばれる最後を貸してもらい
What
た
do
い。
you mean secret relic?
神器は時に万神を権限させられるほどのエーテルを溜め込めるようになってんだ。宿体路と一緒に組み込み
we'll have to see what they're willing
大
to
きな
do.
力を扱いやすくなる。
Right?
聞こえていただろうか。神器の確保も合わせて頼みたいんだ。
了解です。週末の最悪だなんてどうしようかと思いましたが、何かやれることがあって少しほっとしました。機械のことはよくわかりませんが、完全な形で仕上げられるよう私たちも頑張ります。
Thank you, Serena. My
よ
child.
っしゃ、そんじゃまちゃちゃっと言ってくら。他の絵だろうが構わねえ。景気よく略奪してくるからよ。
I was talking to Serena.
届け先はオールドシャーリアンでいいんだな。首を洗って待ってやがれ。
そうするよ。みんなありがとう。くれぐれも気をつけて頼む。
やったわね。
ああ、エクスアダマントはきっとここに届く。私たちはそれを信じ、さらに先を見据えて準備を進めていこう。
Serena's a good child. Alright, Kororo. It's time like these that we're reminded of how famous, or infamous, Alphanite has become. Who would have thought that he could achieve so much with a single link pearl conversation? And we're expecting rather a lot of visitors in the near future. I'd best return to the surface and inform the relevant parties. I also have a contact of my own that might be worth a try. Oh? And who might that be? That's for me to know, and you to find out. And on that note, I leave matters here in your capable hands. Best of luck. Oh, Kororo, no tell us. Kororo. Oh, meanwhile, in Ulda.
.改めて事情は分かった。ダラガブ編からのエクスアダマントの回収、そして強力なアラグの巻の収集じゃな。よし、すぐに不滅隊の精鋭を揃え突入部隊を編成せよ。銀中団や同人団からも腕利きを募れ。 パパシャンは各ギルドに通達を。アラグの防衛機構を制し、未知の素材を回収するにあたっては彼らの協力が必要不可欠じゃ。フィルガイス、サカツ州の中でもそなたを呼んだのは鉄塔弾を動かす可能性を考えてのこと。不滅隊に協力し、突入部隊の補助やその間の各地の警備を受け持ってくれるな。
はあ、我が息子鉄塔団団長シュルンベルク直々にことに当たるといたしましょう。
Who they? Who are these two?
ピピン、突入部隊の長はそなたに任せる。集いし強者たちを率い、存分に地層名を振るうがよい。ロロリトよ、そなたはアラグの牧の回収じゃ。市場に出回っているもの、小塚に買われたもの、そなたになら心当たりもあろう。無論善意でなどとは言わぬ。取引方法はそなたに任せるゆえ、いつもの通り最後には損のないよう収めてみせよ。世界を脅かさんとしておる終末の最悪、それが報告通りのものならば我らの力のみでは到底抗いえぬ。しかしわらわはエオルゼアの民は今や知っておろう。第7零歳からこちら抱えてきた傷や痛みと向き合ってやっと分かったのじゃ。一人では立ち上がることさえできずとも、誰かとならば戦い抜けると。それを先陣を切って示してきた暁が共に立つ者を欲している。ならばウルダ派は果敢に応え、彼らと共にこの最悪に打ち勝とうではないか。各方直ちに取り掛かるがよい。第17代国王ナナモウルナモからの至上命令と心得よ。
パチパチパチパチ。And meanwhile, in the Black Shroud.
兵の数は揃ったけど、やっぱり偏りが出るか。治療には事欠かなくても防衛機構の破壊を担う者が少ない。グリダニアのあり方としては正しいんだけどね。長期戦になるかもしれないな。
あ、リセ？
よければ私たちも連れて行ってくれない？
君、どうしてここに？
ギラバニアには高速管がついているような大きなダラガブ片が落ちてきてないんだ。だからグリダニアの手伝いに。アラミゴから一番近いし、何より思いっきり暴れる前衛が必要なんじゃないかと思ってさ。
見透かされてるのは尺だけど、
We're walking.
その通りだよ。
We're walking here.
もうすごく昔のことみたいに感じちゃうけど、私、暁の一員としてこの国の調査を担当してたんだ。だから知ってるよ。国営の森のことも、グリダニアのみんなの戦い方だって。
Every time I see the Alamigan people, I'm just reminded of Ren's first time playing through Stormblood and him just yelling really loudly, Mefred's dead!
遠慮なく力を借りさせてもらうよ。
That's all I remember of him, watching him play Stormblood. I'm like, yeah. That was a good edit. I liked editing that clip for him.
必ずやり遂げるから見ててね、パパリも。
Oh Christ! Excuse me. Christ! Sse with that left hook out of the blue! Excuse me, that hurt! Meanwhile, in Corthus. Christ, Sse! Oof! No! Oh God!
やっと見つけたぞ。兄貴、何してるんだよ。もうみんなとっくに集合して。
やめなさい。やめなさい。
なんだよこれ。竜の方向。
ヤマト？Meanwhile, in the Ruby Sea. The Shinsengumi? Ah, that's the Shinsengumi. And you.
という要請が東方連合とロロリト会長からありまして、海賊衆の皆さんなら仁義に心当たりがないかと思ってこちらに参ったのです。
Hello, Shinsengumi people.
Oh yeah.
The Kappas.
あれは。
あれ？なんでハンコックまでいるの？
Alright, your name's Soroma.
でもちょうどいいや。実は頼みたいことがあってね。
はい。No job too small. Alphanar is resisting the urge to pat himself on the back. It's okay, I'll pat you on the back for you. Hey, Kyo? Though our friends are searching for refined Adamantite and sacred relics, we will only know if they meet our requirements once they have arrived. In the meantime, is there aught else we might do to be of service? Ha! You've already done more than enough. If I had to say though, I could use someone who knows a thing or two about alien technology. Points! Points! Points at that guy! You there, the lad with the red eyes and matching hair. You seem to know more than the average scholar. Points. If only Kokoru knew how right he was. While he and Graha establish a rapport, why don't we help with the preparations for the Great Exodus? Indeed, this would mean going above and beyond the terms of our arrangement, but I propose this not to curry favor. As confident as I am that we will succeed, we must be ready for every eventuality. This would also be an opportunity to familiarize ourselves with the logistics of traversing the Great Expanse. And if nothing else, it beats twiddling our thumbs while we wait for Adamantite. Hi! Well, ain't you a bunch of helpful bloggers? If you don't mind to lend a hand, well, I know where you ought to go. Sure, land hamlets is lousy with researchers and scholarly types, busying themselves preparing for the Exodus. Pah! Lot needs all the help they can get to. Well then, off we go. Oof. Oh! The four of you are here. Uri, what are they doing here? It would appear the Loporits have infiltrated Charlene's most heavily guarded facility. How, I know not. I'm asking you! If you don't know how, who else know? Thank you. Hello. So thanks to Uri, he taught me to find the points of cooking. Oh my gosh, Uri cooking? Uri, what? He's cooking? Uri's cooking? Oh my gosh, you're cooking? Oh my gosh. Sorry, he's cooking. Why do you not expect me to see me here? What the frick? Oh, and the attacking. It's fine, don't worry about it. Alright, Living Way, what's up? Fancy meeting you here, Zane. Our friends in the forum brought us to see their teeny tiny toy boat, which was quite impressive considering they didn't use any creation magics. What we're really interested in is Aetheris itself, so we now find ourselves in a sort of funny underground miniature version of it. And everyone's like, yeah! We were hoping the forum would give us a guided tour, but it appears they're rather preoccupied. Honestly, all this time to prepare and they're still not ready. Same. I suppose we'll just have to show ourselves around. Or at least, that's what we were planning to do until we chanced upon Uri Andra and your good self. Since you're both dawdling about, engaging in idle chit-chat, perhaps you could show us a few points of interest. Won't that be fun? Sure? What, Uri? Are you okay? With that? Try as he might, Uri Andra cannot free himself of the Loporits. Wise guides. A tour of Labyrinthos. An unexpected yet prudent suggestion. Given the similarities betwixt this artificial environment and Bethway burrows, it would be our best interest to have the Loporits acquaint themselves with those conditions deemed optimal by their Charlean collaborators. I fear, however, that continued reliance upon my limited knowledge would risk narrowing rather than broadening their perspective. Mayhaps thou art better suited to lead this venture. Huh? What a marvelous idea! Might we begin with that great big what's it over yonder? What? Ah yes, the what's it. Then I shall leave it to Zane to explain. Chuckle, Jarimasen. Hello? Can I slap him? No, you explain! No! Goodness me, to build something so large without creation magics is truly, positively stupendous. Perhaps you could direct your attention to its most important features? No. We help. Observe the mushroom-like thing. Observe the tank. Observe the mechanical tube. What the frick is that? What that? Why is there an umbrella? What are you doing here? It appears the concept he observed in another time in another place was approved for life in a wider world somehow. What are you doing here, huh? Okay. No, ne? Tinks. Ah, yes, tinks. They're like bees? They're cute. It's a little hard to see from here, but isn't that a golden pipe connected to the top of their tanks? I can see through that window another pipe at the bottom. Ah, this must be for purifying water drawn up from below. Okay. Mushroom. No! Yutino! やめてくれやめてくれやめてお願いします Me, I'm literally... Just someone give me the whole script, I'll do it. I'll do it for a reading. The monthly reading, let's go. It would kill me, but, you know. That looks like the tree is... Hold on, it's a bit strange shape. thin at the bottom but big around, quite tall for something so unbalanced. You know, it makes sense. They're there to store water. They work it out so easily. Metallic tube. Is that water? I hear from inside the great big tube. Must be because of those cogs and gigantic wheel at the top. Oh, I see. That's how they draw up the water. There's probably some sort of spiral-shaped mechanisms inside it too. With all this non-voiced scenario, I can't eat breakfast, Mom. Well, if I were to hazard a guess, water drawn from underground, presumably from some other mechanism, is purified here and stored in that tower before being distributed elsewhere. I'm right, aren't I? I knew it. A design brilliant in its simplicity. I dare say it would take only a moment to install it in even the harshest of environments, for us loperates, that is. Indeed, securing a reliable source of water is of utmost importance for any fledgling settlements. We have read, however, that people of Aether sometimes make their homes in arid deserts and such. How are they able to survive? Okay. Good luck, Kat. Good luck at work today. Come back. Area near waterfalls. Let's talk about, I guess, Girabonia. Sure. So wherever you choose to live, you're never far from water. Oh dear, I worry we won't be able to procure any necessary amount. We can provide enough water to keep them from drying out completely, but it would appear they rely on it far more than we anticipated. Fill adjustments may be in order once we've calculated the average rate of consumption per individual. It may also be worth learning more about how exactly they obtain their water in the first place. Master Alphinaud spoke of the machinery responsible for that feat during our journey through Logisticon Alpha, did he not? He did. Perhaps the Loperates will share his appreciation for the engineering marvel. Oh yes, that sounds absolutely splendid. We must journey beyond the sanctuary of Shirley and Hamlet. I shall lead the way. You mean we have to brave the untamed wilderness? A valid concern indeed. We could not help but notice the many dangerous-looking creatures with big, nasty teeth lurking beyond the safe confines of the settlement. Were we not escorted here by burly custodians, I dread to think what would have become of us. Regrettably, too many a hungry predator with the aforementioned big, nasty teeth Lopers may appear to be a potential and rather appetizing source of sustenance. They're like, might impose upon thee to assist in securing a safe passage through Logisticon Alpha. For my part, I shall act as an escort, the living way and cooking way, and trust singing way and growing way to thy care. Oh, Io? A more valiant protector they could not wish for. Godspeed. If it's all the same to you, I'd rather not be eaten by some horrid beastie. Come along, growing way, to the water extraction, what's it? Marvelous! Simply marvelous! So this is where the magic, or science rather, takes place. The perfect environment to sustain life, artificially created. The knowledge we'll gain here will be essential when we start looking for new stars for your kind to inhabit. Apparently, most of them don't even have air for you to breathe. You're all very lucky that Aethers just so happens to provide everything you need to thrive. Or did mankind turn out the way they are because of the available resources, I wonder? Either way, it's nothing short of miraculous, and I cannot wait to see more of it either. Alright, agriculture shock is next. But before we do it, I'm gonna have food. I'm gonna have breakfast. Aish! Oh, hey, Daniel. Don't come and sneeze on me and then run away. Ice. Ice. Alright. Agriculture shock. Cooking Way is eager for a change of venue. Or, at the very least, a change of what's said. This is all very wonderful, I'm sure. But I was rather hoping to learn more about your nourishment provision facilities. In other words, where is the food? I believe both the knowledge and consumables you seek may be found at Muriel's Ergonomics. As I assume Singing Way and the others intended to study every conceivable facet of this apparatus, wouldst thou be so kind as to escort our visiting culinarian? Yes, that sounds much more interesting. Hopefully I'll be able to see firsthand some of the delicacies Urianger was telling me about. Even his incredibly vivid, if not a bit too verbose, descriptions cannot compare to sampling them myself. Not to mention, a thirst will soon be no more, and so I must learn all I can while there is still time. Okay. Let us brook no further delay. Grapes. Is this the grape scene? Is this the grape scene? The grape scene that I've heard all the FF players talk about. The grapes that everyone was talking about before I even started playing FF. The grapes! Legendary. Even non-FF players know. Grapes! People like them. Oh, I know what these are. Grapes, yes? Let's see if they are as delicious as they look. So sweet, so sour. The taste is much like a ripe philosopher carrot, and yet the texture is entirely different. The contrast between the outer skin and the fruit within is most peculiar, though far from unpleasant. Yes, I think I'll try another. Well, that certainly gives me food for thought, though in a far less visceral manner than any philosopher's carrot. But tell me, what is your opinion on grapes? People like them, that's my opinion. Meh! I'd brave an erupting volcano for a choice bunch. Ghastly things, I'd rather eat a rancid gigantoad's eyeballs. My goodness. Why is there no okay choice? Why is it like or like disgusting, icky, unbelievable, or like oh my gosh, I'd die for them? Hello? There's no medium. Sure, we like grapes here. People like grapes. Let's go. People like grapes. Something about people stepping on them to make intoxicating beverages. Correct. Intoxicating. Next straight. Hi. Orange by name, orange by nature. What came first, the fruit or the color? Who cares? Let's eat! Yes, that's... equal parts sweet and sour, as with the grapes, yet nothing alike. I may have to consult Uri about expanding my vocabulary. I simply cannot find the words to describe it. Perhaps what I'm looking for is bitter? That is all very complicated, you know? So many flavors, so many choices, each individual with their own personal preference. Now I see why you all turn your noses up at the idea of eating nothing but carrots. Marvelous things. Though they are in my estimation, let none say I said otherwise. But speaking of carrots, I've yet to sample any of the vegetables. Let's see what's in that field over there. That color, that texture. Are they some sort of enormous round carrots? Are these pumpkins? No? In any proper case, proper nomenclature is less of a concern than a taste. You have to cook pumpkins first. Sweetie. Blech! It's so hard and flavorless. I may as well be chewing a piece of wood. That only confirms it. These are nothing more than misbegotten failures masquerading as godly cats. You have to cook it. Oh, never mind. The eating is not done. When magic's bliss, I beseech thee. Stop! Can't you see those are pumpkins? And no one with any sense would try eating them raw. You're supposed to cook them first. That's what I said. Do you not find it an awful bother? Far from it. Cooking is a joy unto itself. And what's more, it broadens the range of ingredients that we may safely eat. But above all else, cooking allows us to draw out the full potential of our produce. Pumpkin stew has been one of my favorite dishes for as long as I can remember. Then perhaps even these hard blocks of plant matter can become as delicious as the orange I sampled. I wonder though, if there's anything even more delicious. How about that yellow fruit over yonder? What yellow fruit? What yellow fruit? Pears? Pears? Bagel, I can't see cooking with. What a wondrous fragrance. With luck, it'll have a flavor to match. As I have no idea how to eat these, I'll just bite into it. Ah! My tongue! Is this poison? What are you eating? A lemon. It's a lemon. A lemon? You mean it's supposed to taste like this? How can something so similar to an orange be so revolting? Maybe sometime before my palate recovers from this ordeal. As such, I best call an end to this round of sampling. Let's say our farewells and return to the others. Finished, have you? I trust you found something to your liking. I'm rather enamored with the grapes and the oranges, less so the pumpkins, though I learned the hard way they're not to be eaten raw. Then there was the lemon. The deceiver. I feel so violated. Ha ha ha. First time, was it? I'd hate for you to leave with a bad taste in your mouth. In more ways than one. So I'll give you this lemon muffin I baked. If this doesn't change your opinion, nothing will. More lemon? Have I not suffered enough? Nevertheless, it would be remiss of me to spurn this opportunity to... Oof, bit of second learn more of your inscrutable ways. Very well, lemon muffin, do your worst. Oh, I get cussing. That was a rather loud noise of him numbing, but okay. This is delicious. Although I still detect a hint of lemon, it complements the sweetness of the dough to create a perfect harmony. I never would have guessed its vile bitterness could be utilized so elegantly. My good chap, this is simply breathtaking. Cooking away is talking about lemons. See, we rarely use lemons in its natural state, but it has a starring role in all sorts of recipes, and the same is true for many other ingredients. It comes down to making the most of the resources at our disposal, and sometimes that can mean even the difference between life and death. A lemon? I know we won't be able to take every species with us. No doubt the firm agonized over what was worth preserving and what will be consigned to history. Hard choices. But make them we must if we're to survive. Such strength of will. Now I know what Heidelin sees in your kind. Mankind, the Locrits, we were both born with the accumulated knowledge of the ancients. They learned all there is to survive about the nature of sentient life and the fates of the stars themselves. Once a civilization has fulfilled the basic requirements for survival, it will inevitably seek to eliminate all forms of negativity and achieve perfection. And therein lies its folly and its downfall. For perfection is an unattainable ideal. 'Tis the paradox of the immaculate carrot. Yet, civilizations since time immemorial, have deemed the pursuit of perfection as progress. They pay no heed to the cost incurred in their futile quest, and all too often become the architects of their own demise, their dreams forever unfulfilled. What then is the alternative? The answer lies in knowing that our existence can never be perfect, to be content with what we have and make the most of it. When life gives you lemon, make lemon muffins. Thanks, Growingly. Sorry, Cookingly. Pardon my words, Ian, but what in the seven hells are you on about? And who are you anyways? Cookingly, at your service. I'm here to help prepare for the trip to the moon. And once you get there, you'll be able to try my carrots. I've been growing all different kinds. But don't worry, there'll be room for your crops too. We'll work together to preserve as many of Aether's species as possible, if you're up to the challenge. Yes, of course. I look forward to it. Well, this has all been highly productive, probably. Let's go and see if Urianza and the others have run out of machinery to inspect, shall we? They wave. Cute. That was most enlightening, especially the part with the lemon muffins. Actually, I was wondering, do you know any other places famed for their cuisine? Both, I guess. I don't want to show them the less than savory establishments. Oodles or noodles? Noodles. With that, I had time to visit. The more I learned of Aetherus, the more I wish we could spare from the final days. Alas, Heidel's orders are to flee, not to resist. If only there was another way. Yeah, only. Oh, hey, Uri. You want to speak to me? Sage Council. Urianji appears to be tallying the Loporits in preparation for an imminent departure. Are they leaving? Zane, I trust thy time in Muriel agronomics did bear fruit. Uri, what have you become? Uri, what have you become? Why are you doing this to me? What have you become, huh? Our own efforts, too, were rewarded. We now possess an embarrassment of educational riches. No doubt our guests' relentless pursuit of knowledge could occupy them and us for a fortnight. Alas, time is of the essence. Let us return to Charlie and Hamlet forthwith. I shall gladly attend to each and every Loporit there, should further question within my power to answer arise. Bye. Going with? Going with? Aww. They're crying with you. Yes, Zane, that was indeed me verbalizing a sigh to express my emotional state. Do you want to know why? Because I saw the reconstructed environmental data for Aetherus at largest coin alpha, that's why. Your forest so lovely and so leafy. Are all your forests like that? Leafy, tranquility. Sure. The first, yeah, some were purple too. It was cool. Gasp! Gasp, I say. With the star so wonderful, it comes as no surprise that you're reluctant to leave it behind. I was a fool to think otherwise, to assume that the moon was something worth being proud of. How ridiculous we might seem to you, trying so hard, yet achieving so little. Not at all. Thy works are no less worthy for their own uniqueness. I thought I heard tiny voices. That it? Oh, Tancred. Tancred. How didst thou fare? I was able to glean a fair bit from the researchers while helping to move their cargo. Preparations have proceeded without interruption here, despite news of the coming end. We have the forum's leadership to thank for that. That doesn't mean people aren't worried, though. Quite the opposite. Knowing disaster could strike at any moment, they hurry to complete their work, equally aware that a single error could be the difference between life and death. And we can hardly tell them there's no cause for concern. Perhaps not. Though aided by our goodly growing way, we may yet find other ways to lighten their burden. Me? Be of use to the people? I'm honored you would think me so capable, but I'm not sure I'm up to the challenge. Nevertheless, I believe in thee. If you say so, I suppose it can't hurt to try. I passed someone moping in the Western Plaza that looked to be in need of a helping paw. Perhaps you might start with him. 'Tis a good place as any. Ikuyo. Oh, there they go. Am I going? Oh, I'm going too. Tancred? You best go with them. I don't think your younger misjudged him, but going away does look like he could use some emotional support. I still have to complete work elsewhere. I trust I won't return to find any Loports in tears. Where's my glasses? Oh, there they are. Can I help you? The other way around. Can we help you? It is you who would help me? Is my anxiety truly so obvious? Yes. What engineer? Some decades to build. It's all true, but I know that none of it's a guarantee. We've never before launched a starfaring vessel, let alone flown in great expanse. All the tests we've run have been on the ground. Only operational personnel and cargo would be brought for the first voyage, but even so, if it fails us, then what can we do? And if it doesn't, it could fall apart on the next flight. What the one after that? We've done everything we can to prevent that from happening, but it hardly matters. We thought the ether burner design was flawless too, and look how that turned out. My goodness, thou art familiar with these most daunting technologies, and thus dost thou hold the power to allay his fears. Oh, I'm not sure about that, but, well, maybe you could tell me if there are any aspects of the ship design that you're especially worried about. Our ability to walk about and perform a task, devise the means to which employ gravity, a spatio temporal spell to regulate the environment. But what if it's not strong enough? What if everyone floats away and begins crashing into things as soon as we've left the star? Aha! Gravitation. Maybe I can be of help after all. Up there is not so different from down here, you see? The same rules apply. And if you consider them a part of one great big cosmos rather than separating places... Oh. They're conversing! I suspect both parties shall find comfort in this conversation. Awesome. Yet if Tancred's tale can be true, still others would benefit from insight born of experience. Might I prevail upon the Loports to attend them? Send the Loports to Tancred and the others. excellent idea. Good luck, you three. So glad am I to hear it. Gather thy companions and bring them hither. Thou hast a gift for finding souls. No. No. What, you want me to... Oh, God. You want me to... Oh. Well, at least I'm not finding lovebirds, right? I'm finding just people. To help people. I mean, people who need help from lovebirds. I guess so. That's better than hide and seek. Discussions are being had. Even Uli. Oh, hey, living light.
ちょっと休憩。一度にこんなに喋ったのは初めてですわ。
よ、盛況だな。月の民から助言をもらえるらしいって、早速町中で話題になってたぞ。
そういうことでしたら、こちらのスリーピングウェイと話してみるのがよろしいかと。彼は月の操縦士ですので。
He's also sleeping.
よく覚えてるもんだな。レポリットの違いを見分けるのは難しいと思うんだが。
あなた方を嘆きの海から送り出した後、私たちとウリエンジェはたくさん話をしましたから。彼はアーテリスについていろいろと教えてくれましたし、こちらの質問にもとことん付き合ってくれましたわ。おかげで私の本ももういっぱい。こうして実際に来てみるとまだ驚くことばかりですが、そもそも彼から教えられなければ地上に降りてくることもなく、月で待ち続けていたでしょう。
こんな光景、昔のウリエンジェを知る奴が見たら驚いて喜んだだろうな。
Who's
ルイゾ
they?
ワ様やミンフィリア、
Oh.
パパリも、それから
Moonrita? Moonrita's parents?
いや、ここでいい相談役を紹介してもらえると聞いたんだ。私たちにも頼めるかな。
ウィルフスンさん、ブローウィドさん。
転移魔法の研究者として有名な夫妻だよ。
Yeah, I
ムーンブリタ
figured.
のご両親だ。
お久しぶりです。お二人ともこちらにいらしたのですか。
ああ、しばらく前に妻ともども引き抜かれてね。しかしまさかここで君と再会することになるとは。
Oh, she looks so much like
まったく
Moonrita.
だよ。あんたと来たらうちの子の訃報に手紙を添えてきたきり、何の連絡もよこしやしない。本当に心配かけて。
That's your cue to return the hug.
ございません。直接ご報告に伺うべきだと分かっていながら。何よりムーンブリタのことを私は。
ルイゾワ様に置いていかれたと嘆いていた彼女にとって、君たち暁が呼んでくれたことがどれほどの喜び。あの子の成したことを、全ての決断は間違いなくあの子自身のものだったと思う。どうか君も 己を責めるのではなく、彼女を誇ってやってはくれないか。
私たちに起こってることがあるとすれば、それはあんたと一緒に泣けなかったことだよ。あんな震えたちの手紙だけよこして、私たちであんたの分まで泣く羽目になったじゃないか。
Damn, got called out for a shaky handwriting.
本当に申し訳がございません。私は語れる言葉を持たなかった。こみ上げる気持ちもよぎる思い出も一つとして正しく言葉にできなかったのです。
Can you not make those sounds? You're killing me.
読み解いてきた詩も無力でした。私はただ
Cannot handle someone else crying. やめなさい。
バカだね。誰だってそうさ。私たちだってあの子、この悲しみを語れはしないよ。だからちゃんと分かってた。分かってたんだよ。
君たちがまだ小さかった頃、遊ぶことより学ぶことを愛した君を冷やかした子がいたね。その度にムーンブリダが飛んでいって喧嘩をした。私たちがいさめてもウリエンジェはいいやつなんだとむくれるばかりでね。
だったら相手を叩くんじゃなくて、あんたがウリエンジェと周りをつながないとって言ったら、そうかなんて腕組みしてうなってさ。それからは前よりも強引にあんたを連れ出してみたり、考えてることがわかるようにって同じ本を読もうとしたり。当時のあんたにとっちゃいい迷惑だったかもしれないけど、あの子なりにとても頑張っていたんだよ。
そして君は今こうして大勢
Also,
の
why
中
are
に
we
いる。
dragging like everyone else into this drama?
絆を結ぶ手助け
Or
ま
is
でしている
everybody
ね。
else just like, oh my god, tea? And they're all stopping like their research just to listen?
たまらなく嬉しい
Hello?
んだ。
Aren't you all busy? Why are y'all stopping to listen to
ムーン
this
ブリダが信
tea?
じた人は、力いっぱい押した背中はその後もちゃんと歩き続けてくれていた。うちの自慢の娘の笑顔を今日はとても近くに感じるよ。ありがとう、ウリエンジェ。
Everybody just stopping their research for tea.
私も今やっと思い出せています。あの笑顔は眩しく温かく、悲しいものではなかったことを。
ウリエンジェには大切な方がいらっしゃったのですね。
気になるか？
いいえ、私はただまだ知らないことが多いのだと思い直しただけですわ。
そうだな。生まれた時からここに至って知らないこと、わからないこと、足りないことだらけだ。だからこの星はまだ 終わるには早すぎるんだよ。
Oh, wow. Why did it lead into this kind of music? Pickle have drinka. Okay, you'll go get him to drink for you. Oh. Oh. Hi. Huh? Louis, are you okay? Oh, Zane, be assured that I am fine. That was exactly what I was asking. Like, are you okay? I am. Hi? So glad to see them too, after so very long. Gladder still that I was in your company. I was way back there in the crowd, along with the others, just eating popcorn, you know, like watching a Netflix but like live. As difficult as it was to accept their kindness, it would have been far harder had I faced them alone. Right. Hither and yarns. Dinosaur. Thou hast my gratitude for lending courage to the lovebirds. Not disposed to rest on their laurels, several of our guests have elected to accompany my countrymen to their station. Some few may still come hither seeking counsel, and so shall I remain to aid them as need be. If thou art needed elsewhere, do not let me detain thee. As a matter of fact, I was hoping you might check on Allie. Last time I saw she was struggling to carry an enormous pile of boxes out the west gate. I could go by myself, but we both know whose help she's less likely to scorn. Not to mention that, much to my misfortune, I can think of other things I ought to be doing. Until later. Allie? Those are indeed a lot of boxes. Squeal. Allie, what are these boxes? Why are they squealing? Why the boxes be squealing? Zane, what are you doing out here? Thought you might need a hand? No, I don't mind if you help with the boxes, but it's far from the most exciting of tasks. Are you sure? Well, I appreciate the assistance. We need to get these to Aporia. Time is short, of course, but they're full of organic specimens and samples, so try not to be too rough with them. Alphanard should be waiting for us when we arrive. I'll see you there. Deliver the crate of samples to Alphanard. You will have 3 minutes! Oh, heckaroo. Alfie, take the box from me. Oh, you're helping with the crates. Wonderful. You can put that there with the others. You have my gratitude, but how did you come to be involved in this? Huh, then I suppose I have Thanker to thank as well. If you're wondering why we were tasked with bringing these boxes to Aporia to begin with, so was I. It turns out that this is a base of operations, of sorts. Those with the final say as to what is included in the ship's manifest can be found here. Father included, I suspect. Tonk, tonk, tonk. This should be everything. You carried all of that at once? Are you trying to injure yourself? Oh, hush. They're lighter than they look, and not everyone has your delicate arms. I suppose we should let someone know we finished. Do you Paul then is in the country yard. We can report to him. Why don't you come along? You should get credit for your assistance at least, considering where we are. We might even learn something interesting. And there she goes. Jessica Alazette. God, it never ends, does it? What can I do for you? We brought samples from Charlie and Hamlet Series 110. The crates are by the entrance. Ah, thank you. I expected one of my colleagues, but we are dreadfully short-handed. Just a moment. You are Fortunate's children, are you not? Alphanot and Alize at your service. You're well acquainted with father, I take it. What? I've been friends with your parents since our days at the studio. I remember when you were yay high, wandering hither and thither. There has been some time since we met. 'Tis good to see you again, wielding your father's no less. You knew our parents when we were that young? Who were they like? Pray spare no detail. I should like nothing more to regale you. Alas, I am meant to be in charge here, with the reams of paperwork want for submission. We can help with that, in exchange for the sort of stories our parents would never willingly divulge, of course. Very well then. There happens to be 3 sets of documents in need of delivery. How about you each take one? What? We get stories? Wait, right here. Oh, what about me? Hi. Near the southernmost structure. Okay. We return, with not a scrap of paperwork remaining on our persons, you will note. You both have my thanks, and my apologies for sending you on an errand far below your ambitions. Why, even as a babe, you struggled out of your swaddling clothes, and... that is quite enough of that, thank you. It was comprising stories of our parents that we asked for, to reiterate. He's like Lamau. Of course. I've known your father for so long, I must have something. Well, as you know, part of the Levidier name garners such respect in Charlene is your family's storied history. You can trace your ancestry directly to those who came abroad in Nunkrep's Hope, a lineage few can claim. I've never thought much of it myself, not as though our forebears founded our nation. They were simply there when it happened. Nevertheless, it has traditionally been a point of pride. 'Tis why Nunkrep's pronounced the ways of war and pursue enlightenment through knowledge and reason has ever been our family's creed. Until your grandfather's time, Archon Louis looked not to Nunkrep's words, but his deeds. He asserted, in defiance of his peers, that choosing to save the great and the small from the rising tides was the true mark of our founder's virtue. Perhaps it was his expertise, his knowledge of ancient prophecy and the fall of civilizations that led to him to conclude that to eschew conflict at every turn was to consign mankind to its doom. There will ever be conflict, and calamity will follow. Thus, to ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. You remember his words well. Indeed, Archon Louis lived by that personal creed, and used every means at his disposal to bring succor to those in need, Charlian or no. No one loved and admired your grandfather more than his own son. Yet, Bertrand could not reconcile Louis's deeds with the philosophy of their forebears and his peers, a philosophy in which he believed so fervently, yet made a pariah of his father. Bertrand agonized over this contradiction for much of his life. Gods, father. A son may carry his father's blood, but his choices are his own to bear. Is it not always thus? God knows Fortunato is a cranky old goat! Though I'm sure you butt heads often enough. Even so, you must know that you're constantly in his thoughts. Every moment of every day, and that's not an exaggeration in the slightest. You should have seen him when you were born. Barely recognizable he was, with a kind of dumbfounded grin I've not seen since he first took a fancy to your mother. He was practically skipping when he told me the news. Take my word for it. He loves you to an embarrassing degree. Like every good father would. But he is also frustratingly single-minded. Once he's decided that a given action is for the best, he will stay the course no matter who or what opposes him. A profoundly annoying habit when you're on the other end of it, I'm sure you will agree. I'll say. Thank you for your insight. When next we meet our parents, I shall mention that we spoke. Try not to get me into too much trouble now. I need the forum on my side. Speaking of which, I ought to be getting back to work. I have to make sure those specimens you brought make it to their proper place. Sis, or the cranky old goat will have my hide. We can speak again later. Right? Domo. Cranky old goat, huh? Hail, you three. Oh, Graha. Surely Coco hasn't driven you out of the forge already? For better or for worse, no. However, he has sent me a task that requires more than my single pair of hands. And here you are. I could use at least one of you, and I won't object to more. Fortunately, Ś Ʒ and I have prior commitments. Unfortunately, and we have delayed too long. I know, right? That cranky old goat. What about it, Zane? Could you spare time? I guess that's where I'm going next. From one to another. Perfect. This shouldn't take long. Once forged, an unspecified task awaits you. In the event that our, and I quote, promised heap of adamantite falls right out of the bloody sky and into my lap, Coco wishes to be ready to put the proverbial hammer to anvil at a moment's notice. To fabricate these parts, however, he needs the flames in Coco's forge to burn hotter. He sent me to increase the amount of aether being funneled to his furnaces. The flow of fire-aspected aether in Labyrinthos is regulated by an elemental reactor south of here, to which I borrowed the key. The adjustment will require 2 people to carry out safely, but I can explain the process when we arrive. Sounds good. This is where we part then. We'll see you in Charlie and Hamlet once the Adamantite arrives, if not before. This way then. Right, omakase. Hello, Graha. The reactor is housed within this facility. I'll be the one to go inside and adjust the fire aether output. When I do, a large amount of water aspected aether will issue from the vent at the top. I expect this to attract at least a few elementals, which would rather not be drawn into the reactor itself, trust me. Wait here if you would. When I start editing more of Endwalker. Graha! Did everything go smoothly out here? I thought as much. No major complications to speak of inside either. And the water aether appears to be venting properly. I expect Coco will have seen a difference in his forged flames by the time I return. Since I have you, there was another matter I thought to discuss with you. Oh. Nothing terribly important, merely something I've been considering. Part of this I shared with everyone, yet you, only you, have been to Elpis. As we have established, refined adamantite is a product of Alag, of the Empire's twilight years in fact. It was a material which saw much as a part of the Allegan's efforts to extend beyond the bounds of this world, Dalamud, of course, being the most prominent. Of those who had pushed further, expand Alag's empire to encompass the heavens and stars above, perhaps the greatest was its infamous technologist, Amo. Don't know. Both are good. Both are good. I believe he had his own reasons. There's no evidence to suggest that he retained memories of his former life. He only joined the Asians once the Empire was all but dust, as you know. If not his memory, though, what drove him to pursue the idea with such fervor? This may seem far-fetched, but what if souls, like minds, have a personality, so to speak, a natural disposition towards which they are inclined? We both know with relative certainty that it was the gross decadence and inexorable decline of a lag that moved Amon to resurrect Emperor Zane. The Empire's people spoke lightly of death and destruction, experimenting on those they deemed beneath them to fill the emptiness in their hearts. In facilitating Zande's return, Amon provided these languid souls with the means to free themselves from the mire of their own indolence. Or would have, had not Zande been convinced by his own death that life itself was meaningless. Amon's desire for his countrymen to conquer the heavens would only be a means to the same end, and still the people with new purpose. Like Hermes before him, Amon was appalled by how those around him lived, but could never bring himself to believe that those lives were devoid of meaning, and both of them sought that meaning, that hope, in the distant stars. Well, such is my theory, anyway. A game theory? Sorry. Ultimately, it is the consequence of their action which matters. Their motives are of no moment. And yet, to reach those stars on the wings of Adamantite, travel to the ends of creation and beyond, the promise of hope everlasting, that much I do understand. But enough musing for now. Why don't we see how Coco is getting on? Darn, I can't believe Graha's went game theory on me. Whew, I can feel those flames ablazing from here. Glad you found someone capable, Graha. But there's not much left for you lot to do unless you can conjure up that refined adamantite any faster. No, I'm afraid not. 88. Bonds of adamant.